want to walk you through exactly what Senator John Kennedy said because the way he laid this out was sharp, blunt, and honestly pretty shocking. He said the situation with the BBC is so ridiculous it makes him want to stick his head in an oven. And once you hear the details he listed, you will understand why he was so fired up on the Senate floor. I'm going to break it down just the way he explained it. According to Senator Kennedy, the whole thing started when Parliament in the United Kingdom got sick and tired of the BBC's bias. They were frustrated enough that they pushed the network to bring in an outside consultant to examine what was going on inside their newsroom. This consultant spent hours and hours creating a huge report filled with examples, recommendations, and clear explanations of what needed to change. Kennedy held up part of the report and said it was enormous. Then he told the Senate what the BBC did with it. Nothing, not one thing. They just ignored the entire document and kept doing business as usual. The only reason the public even found out what was inside is because somebody leaked it to a British newspaper. Once that happened, Kennedy said the examples inside the report were stunning. He pointed to one of the biggest ones. It involved the way the BBC handled one of Trump's long speeches. Kennedy said the BBC took 2 short clips from that speech that were nearly an hour apart. Instead of showing them honestly, they glued the 2 clips together and presented them as one continuous moment. That edit completely twisted the meaning. Kennedy said anyone who watches the real version knows Trump did not say what that edited version made it sound like he said, yet the BBC ran that edited segment as if it were accurate. Then Senator Kennedy said the BBC took things even further by adding footage of the Proud Boys walking, even though that footage had been recorded before Trump ever spoke. By placing those visuals right after the edited speech, the BBC created the impression that the group was reacting to Trump. Kennedy said the consultant flagged this as a serious violation of journalism standards, but the BBC shrugged it off. Kennedy also pointed out that the consultant found reporters making claims about Trump that were not true. One BBC reporter said Trump wanted people to shoot Liz Cheney. Another said Trump hinted she should face a firing squad. Kennedy said Trump never said either of those things. He said these were not mistakes or misunderstandings. They were quotes that did not exist, and the consultant told the BBC that inventing statements is not journalism. He went on to explain that the consultant uncovered major problems with the way the BBC was handling transgender-related reporting. Kennedy said an internal group inside the newsroom, which he described as having its own caucus, pushed one-sided stories and blocked any information that did not match their preferred narrative. He said they ignored important facts, including major decisions made by their own government because those facts did not fit the angle they wanted. According to Senator Kennedy, some people may try to say this is only a British issue, but he told the Senate that is just not the case. He said the BBC broadcasts around the world and reaches millions of people, including viewers who trust them, and every citizen in the United Kingdom is required to pay for it whether they watch it or not. Kennedy said those people deserve honesty, not edited footage, not stitched together clips, not invented quotes, and not reporting controlled by internal factions. Senator Kennedy ended his remarks by saying Trump plans to sue the BBC, and he said he hopes Trump does it. Because after seeing what the consultant exposed and how the BBC ignored every warning, Kennedy said the situation is disgraceful. He said the public deserves truth, not tricks, and that is why he spoke out. That is exactly what Senator John Kennedy said, laid out clearly and directly.